today we are going to see how to build a React app from DhiWise using Figma design and integrate WhatsApp and Twitter API into your app. And also we will see some exciting features that DhiWise provides, such as navigation and pop-ups and everything. So first we will take a look at what we are going to build. So on recent tweets, we are going to list down all the tweets that contains DhiWise word. And the problem that Twitter already has is if you want to share multiple tweets at once on WhatsApp, then you have to, copy the link, share to WhatsApp, copy the link, share to WhatsApp. To solve that issue, we have integrated Twitter with WhatsApp using DhiWise. If you want to send one tweet, you can click on this send button. And if you want to send multiple tweets, click on this checkboxes and a button will appear. Send selected tweets. By clicking on this button, the URL of these tweets will be shared to WhatsApp. All you have to do is log in with your WhatsApp account on the browser and you will be okay to work with this feature. So let's dive in straight to DhiWise and see how to do it in action. So before we jump, we need a Postman collection that I already have here. We need a Figma design. So this is going to be our Figma design where we already have a profile page, a Twitter page. Also, we have follower list, following list, and the recent tweet where we are going to build and integrate WhatsApp API, and also with my total tweets page. And we will sync this repo to GitHub as well by using DhiWise. So we are on the dashboard of DhiWise and we will go to this web tab, and on the top right corner we will create a new app which is web. I will select the technology of React web app and Figma, and here we will copy the URL from the Figma and paste it over here and create a new app. Select all the pages because I want all of these pages into my React app. You can select by your choice as well. You can also search over here and click on submit. So DhiWise is going to read those Figma pages and it will download all the resources, and those resources might contain text, design like color and combination, layers that you have built, or it can also contain components and generate a folder in SRC which will contain all the common components like buttons, list, columns, tables, etc. And it will also identify the fonts, CSS that might be required to give you the proper UI, and it will also extract images as well if you have, and it will give you a code where you can just get started if you have implemented a prototype for navigation and something. So DhiWise will identify those things as well, and you don't have to put any navigation setup. It will be by default there in the DhiWise app, and if you want to do it manually you can also do that. And over here you can see that common components that are going to be generated from DhiWise are image, text, button, line, stack, search view, circle image, etc. And auto setup navigations are 7 because I already have set this navigation into my Figma design. The common UI components are going to be this. So we will just get started, and all the pages that I have in my Figma are already here. So I will start by importing my Postman collection. So I will import my Postman collection over here and click on upload. So the Postman collection is here, and now we are going to integrate one API which is going to be recent tweets. In this page, what we will do, we will bind an array of object into this list and give the result, like we will print the result in this a dummy text, and we will see how to handle request response from DhiWise. To make it quick and to see the result, we will be using this recent API. From the Twitter API, we are going to use this recent search API. We'll click on the send button, and we will use all these responses to bind with the UI part, and we will see how to get this. So on the DhiWise panel, we will go to the screens. We are going to implement these screens, and on the lifecycle method, we will select API integration, and from the drop down, we will select the search recent query and click on the next. Here we have responses, so we will bind this data to the list element. We have this list, and inside that data array we have one object called text. So we have to bind this text with this text element. So what DhiWise will do over here is it will automatically write an map loop where all this duplicate part will be removed automatically, and it will identify that each and every text key inside that array of object need to be looped on this list. It will give you a code into your UI part. You can also bind this metadata or this ID and everything, but we will keep it like this over here and click on next. And if you want to give any alert message on success or failure of this API, you can write it over here that it is a success. And on error, if you want any error or navigation or API integration, you can do it. So we'll write over here as error and save. So DhiWise will generate this code for you. All you have to do is click on build button. And one more feature that we are going to explore is this icon button. It is identified as icon button, but we want it as a checkbox. So click on this and you will get a context menu, and click on change component, and from the left sidebar you can click a checkbox, and by clicking on it, DhiWise will automatically identify all the similar components. This is the smartly identified matching component that you have in your entire application, all the pages that you have imported from Figma. So it will automatically convert all this UI part as a checkbox. So it is really convenient to change components from DhiWise, because all these checkbox are converted into the checkbox as we only clicked on the first one. And if you look at the UI that is identified from DhiWise, this is the button, this is text, this is an image button element, this is the list that we have bind, and it is the row element. If you want navigation, you can click on this recent tweet and click on create action, and it will give you 5 options about back navigation, open model, API integration, or authentication. So in authentication, currently we are supporting Google, and in navigation you can navigate to the page. It will list down all the pages smartly identified by DhiWise, and click on the page where you want to redirect. You can click anywhere. You can also pass props as an argument. You can also give a URL of external resources, or you can also navigate to a specific part of your UI, like it will work as an hash navigation from the React router, and all this UI is going to be generated smartly. One more feature that I will like you to explore on DhiWise when you are creating your application is constants. You can add as many as constant and manage it over here with a simple things. And one more thing is protected routes. So in majority of React projects, we are using React router, and in many applications we have two kind of routes, which are guest and protected. So guest routes are easily accessible to everyone who is exploring the website or app, But protected routes are a special route which can be used only if you are an authorized user. So this can be also maintained from DhiWise. So, and one more thing, that if you want to change your name or give an favicon, or if you want any GitHub or GitLab sync, so you can do it from the panel itself. You can also resync the Figma design and get any update if you have made any changes from your Figma. And the best feature is my favorite, home screen. So while running your application, if you want a dedicated page as a default, you can select it from here. I will click Twitter feed and save and close. So on the left corner of this screen, you can see that it is marked as home. So whenever I will run my application, by default it will open the first page that is marked over here. You can also get the preview of this UI that you are going to build, and it will look exactly the same as we did in our earlier demo that we were seeing. We'll click on the build app button. It will ask us for with storybook or without storybook, and I will go with the storybook option. It will generate the code that I have set up, like from the base setup to, you know, creating pages, creating common components, generating CSS, importing your common components into each other, and then writing the actions or navigation setup and API integration that we have wrote, and the code is here within seconds. And you can download from this download source code option, and you can also sync to GitHub, GitLab. You can deploy to Vercel as well by providing your token. You can explore how efficiently DhiWise generates the code. You can explore the pages that is there in the UI. You can explore the source code in the browser itself. There are no restrictions or any hurdles to access it. This is the storybook of the checkbox that we generated from DhiWise. So we are going to review the source code of tweets to WhatsApp that we have built from DhiWise. So here we can explore the components folder, and in the button we will see that how common CSS is generated and how a common component is used to make it more easy to use and scale your React applications. Here we are using props as well. The similar structure is followed for all this. You can also manage your project structure. All the pages are here. If we look at the package.json, so it is here. We are using Tailwind CSS, and then we are using React Toastify as well to show toast messages. So yeah, this is it. Similarly, you can build your own application using DhiWise within minutes, and you can get the source code and you can play it on your own. I would suggest you to bring your own Figma and put it into DhiWise. You can also explore templates and screens that are already there into DhiWise if you don't have any particular Figma design. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.